Hello class 10th, and here is your next chapter is machines. So machine, a common experience, day-to-day functioning, we use machines. Basically we think that machines are nothing but force multipliers. We use different types of machines such as pulley, crowbar. So we have simple machines which helps us to lift the load so that we can apply less effort and we can lift up heavy load. We use machine for convenience in our work. We obtain a gain in speed with the help of machines. So what is a machine? A machine is a device by which we can either overcome a large resistive force, which is known as load, at some point by applying a small force. This small force is known as effort at a convenient point and in desired direction, or by which we can obtain a gain in speed. So this is machine. Now what is load? The resistive or opposing force to be overcome by a machine is known as load, and load is denoted by L. Now effort, the force applied on the machine to overcome the load is called effort. लोड क्या होता है? जिस सामान को हमको उठाना है वो लोड है. एफर्ट क्या है? जितनी ताकत हम लगा रहे हैं उस सामान को उठाने के लिए मशीन पे, वो हमारा एफर्ट है. The third thing is mechanical advantage, which is denoted by the symbol MA, and mechanical advantage can be defined as the ratio of load to that of effort, that is MA equal to L upon E. Now the next is velocity ratio. So the ratio of velocity of effort to that of velocity of load is known as velocity ratio of a machine, and it is opposite of mechanical advantage. Mechanical advantage is load upon effort, whereas velocity ratio is effort upon load, but velocity of effort upon velocity of load. And both mechanical advantage and velocity ratio has no units because they are ratio of two similar quantities. Now velocity ratio, that is velocity ratio of a velocity of a load is VL, that is DL by T, and velocity of effort, that is VE, is DE by T. So velocity ratio will be DE by T upon DL by T, which gives us velocity ratio equal to DE by DL, which also shows that the ratio, the velocity ratio, this ratio can also be defined as the ratio of displacement of effort to the displacement of load. Now the next is work input. So what is work input? The work done on the machine by the effort is known as work input. And what is work output? The work done by the machine on the load is work output. On the machine, so it is input. By the machine, it is output. Okay. Now next is efficiency, and the symbol of efficiency is eta. Eta. So efficiency is work output upon work input. That is the ratio of work output to that of work input is known as efficiency, and efficiency is denoted by this symbol, and this symbol is known as eta. Again, efficiency has no units because it is a ratio of two similar quantities. Now what is principle of machine? When energy is supplied to a machine by applying the effort, it overcomes the load by doing some useful work on it. The point at which the energy is supplied to a machine by applying the effort is called effort point, and the point where the energy is obtained by overcoming the load is known as the load point. And according to this principle of machine, for an idle machine, output energy will be equal to input energy. अगर कोई आइडल मशीन है तो आइडल मशीन के लिए ये है, एन आइडल मशीन इज़ दैट इन विच देयर इज़ नो लॉस ऑफ एनर्जी in any manner, hence the work output is equal to work input. That is, the efficiency of an idle machine is 100%, but this is only a theoretical concept because we do not have any idle machine. And most important thing is, if you are defining what is principle of machine, you should write for an idle machine work output will be equal to work input. If you miss for an idle machine, then you will get no marks. Now an actual machine. So in actual machine, the output energy is always less than the input energy. Why? Because there are three reasons behind this, behind the loss of energy. First, the moving parts in it are neither weightless nor smooth or frictionless. So energy loss हुई वहाँ से. Second, the string in it is not perfectly elastic. वहाँ एनर्जी लॉस हुई. थर्ड, इट्स डिफरेंट पार्ट्स आर नॉट परफेक्टली रिजिड. तो यहाँ तो ये जो तरीके होते हैं, यहाँ 3 जगह पे इस तरीके से हमारी एनर्जी लॉस होती है. इसीलिए एक्चुअल में कोई भी मशीन आइडल मशीन नहीं होती है. ये जस्ट हमारा एक कॉन्सेप्ट है कि वी कैन हैव एन आइडल मशीन. नाउ a relation between efficiency, mechanical advantage and velocity ratio. Now as you know, work input equal to E into dE and work output equal to L into dL. Efficiency is work output upon work input, that is LdL upon EdE. L upon E, it is mechanical advantage, and here we have dl by dE, but we know that dE by dl is velocity ratio and it is reciprocal of it. So efficiency, that is eta, will be equal to mechanical advantage upon velocity ratio, which gives mechanical advantage equal to velocity ratio into efficiency. So it is a relation between these three quantities, and you must know this because sometimes it comes. Now lever. Lever is the simplest machine. So what is a lever? A lever is a rigid, straight or bent bar which is capable of turning about a fixed axis. Now we have 3 types of lever, and for these 3 types of lever, how can you remember these 3 types of lever? You should know a word, flea, F-L-E, flea. The F stands for fulcrum, the L stands for load, and the E stands for effort in this flea. So what is principle of lever? A lever works on the principle of movements, according to which in equilibrium position of lever, movement of load about the fulcrum must be equal to the movement of effort about the fulcrum, and the 2 movements must always be in opposite direction. Now we all know we have mechanical advantage. So mechanical advantage, if the effort arm is equal to the load arm, which means that our mechanical advantage will be equal to 1. If the effort arm is greater than the load arm, then the mechanical advantage will be greater than 1. And if the effort arm is less than the load arm, then the mechanical advantage will be less than 1. So for the first case, if effort arm is equal to the load arm, when the mechanical advantage is 1, it is the condition of class 1 lever. The second one, if the effort arm is greater than the load arm, which indicates that the mechanical advantage is greater than 1, it is the condition for class 2 lever, that is second class lever. And for the third one, if the effort arm is less than the load arm, which means that the mechanical advantage is less than 1, so it is for class 3 lever. Now kinds of lever. I told you we have 3 types of lever: class 1 lever, class 2 lever, and class 3 lever. What is class 1 lever? In the class 1 lever, the fulcrum lies in the middle of the load and effort. Example is seesaw, scissors, crowbar, handle of water pump. These are some Examples. When the effort arm is longer than the load arm, the mechanical advantage and the velocity ratio of class 1 lever are greater than 1. Such a lever serves as a force multiplier. That is, it enables us to overcome a large resistive force by a small effort. Okay. Now class 2 lever. In this type of lever, the load lies between the fulcrum and the effort. Now, the mechanical advantage and the velocity ratio of class 2 lever are always more than 1. Check. And in class 2 lever, it always acts as a force multiplier. Whereas in class 1 lever, I told you that it acts as a force multiplier. But if a class 1 lever has effort arm and load arm of equal length, then both its mechanical advantage and velocity ratio are equal to 1. And at this time, this does not act as a force multiplier. Now, some examples of class 2 lever is bottle opener, nutcracker, wheelbarrow. Now class 3 lever. When the effort lies in between the fulcrum and the load, then this type of lever is known as a class 3 lever, and the mechanical advantage and velocity ratio of class 3 lever are always less than 1. And some example of class 3 lever are sugar tongs, knife. And with the class 3 lever, we do not get gain in force, but we get gain in speed. That is, a large displacement of load is obtained by a smaller displacement of effort. For example, the blade of a knife moves longer by a small displacement of its handle. मतलब class 3 lever में force multiplier नहीं है, but it is a speed multiplier. Speed enhance हो जाती है हमारी. तो I hope you have understood the types of lever. Now the next one is pulley. What is a pulley? So basically, pulley is a metallic or wooden disc with a grooved rim. A string or rope is passed around the groove at the rim. The disc rotates about an axle passing through its center. The axle is fixed rigidly to a frame by means of nails. Either a single pulley or a combination of two or more in a fixed frame is called a block, while a string that winds around the pulley in different blocks is known as a tackle. And now we have some types of pulley. The first one is single fixed pulley. So what is single fixed pulley? A pulley which has its axis of rotation fixed in position is called a fixed pulley. And now the next one is single movable pulley. A pulley whose axis of rotation is movable, that is, it is not fixed, it is known as a movable pulley. We have combinations of pulley. When a heavy load is to be lifted or shifted from one place to another, we require a pulley system of mechanical advantage much more than two. So a single movable pulley is not enough. So we use a combination of pulleys. Next one is, you should know the difference between single fixed pulley and single movable pulley. So that's it. Your chapter is over. Hope you liked the video. Subscribe to our channel, like the video, and thank you for watching.